My friends, does it just keep happening? Statue 00 Agent 218 has fallen. A defining record set by the all-time great speedrunner Big Boss Man back in 2008 is no more. Statue 217 was a time that refused to appear on screen for any speedrunner over the past 12 years. The combination of luck and skill needed was simply too daunting, and it seemed like Boss's 218 from forever ago might just last forever. But it has finally given way, thanks to a rising star in the Goldeneye speedrunning scene. But how did this all happen, and what might it hold for the future? Well, that's why you're here, so buckle in for the story of Statue 00 Agent 217. Now, while you might not be able to protect your speedrun records from Father Time's inevitable progress of new strategies and discoveries, you can definitely protect yourself online, and for that, Surfshark VPN. Surfshark is a virtual private network which turns you into an anonymous and hard-to-trace online user and makes the internet a safer and more enjoyable place. You probably know Surfshark can help you get around geo-blocking and unlock Netflix libraries or YouTube videos that might not be available in your country. But check this out. Let's say you're lurking in the depths of a smaller Twitch channel and you really don't want the streamer to know you're lurking away, but they have one of these geolocator beacons on their page. Surfshark? No problem. Boom, now the streamer thinks you're from Azerbaijan or any other number of countries you can choose from. VPNs to me are something that are always good to have just in case. You're traveling, stopped at a sketchy truck stop or airport, and gotta connect to their public Wi-Fi to check the latest speedrun world record. You're gonna feel a lot better with a VPN. And Surfshark is incredibly affordable, especially if you use code RWhiteGoose. You get an 83% discount and 3 extra months for free. Truly remarkable. Check it out. Thanks to Surfshark. And alright, let's dive in. Statue 00 Agent is a level you might be somewhat familiar with. I did a video about it and 218 and whether or not 217 was possible just about 1 year ago, but the very brief summary is this. Statue is a level with one highly luck-dependent variable, the flight recorder Objective E. Once this timer reaches 0, this helicopter blows up and the flight recorder spawns in one of 9 locations. To get a world record, the flight recorder must spawn in the one of these locations nearest the ending of the stage, of course. The odds of this happening are exactly 30 out of 256, or roughly 1 in 9, or roughly 12%. This means when getting a goal time on the stage, say 218, you need to be pacing 218 speed regularly until the end, and hope you'll get the lucky flight recorder to complete the mission. 88% of the time, however, you will not, and the run will fail. On March 22nd, 2008, Big Boss Man, former Goldeneye champion, achieved the first ever Statue 00 Agent 218, after numerous 218 pace fails due to the flight recorder. This record was monumental, as he had just been overtaken by Dave Clemens and Perfect Ace, pushing him back to 3rd place on the rankings. But he wanted to set a statement world record with 218 to show he can still play with the best of them, and that's indeed what 218 was. We wouldn't know how good Statue 00 Agent 218 was as a record until it would stand up to the test of time. It would be nearly 5 years until anyone would so much as tie the time when legendary speedrunner Mark Rutsu would do so in March 2013, after uttering one of the most quotable phrases in Goldeneye history.
Might as well just try to affect the FR.
Yeah, it's 218. Holy shit, I got it, finally! Woo!
Only 4 records in the history of Goldeneye have lasted untied for more time than Statue 00 Agent 218. And not only that, but over the next 12 years, no one would manage a 217, meaning 218 also became one of the game's very oldest world records overall, surpassing 4,500 days old. This is something only 8 records in the game have ever done. records of the ilk of Damn Agent 53 or Runway Agent 22. You know, very short stages which are easily optimized or maxed out. And that's what made Statue 00218 so incredible. On a longer stage, it should have been easier to find a second to save, a few frames to optimize. It's absolutely amazing that a record on a level over 2 minutes in length could hold up as well as Statue 00 Agent 218. And for that, I truly consider it to be one of the greatest records in the game's history. To begin this year, 2020, 13 speedrunners had a share of the 218 tie on 00 Agent, and through 2020, 6 more would join them, but none of them were able to nab a 217. One of them came very close, Brent McGarvey, who got the first ever 217 legit pace fail. He simply didn't get the 12% lucky flight recorder on what would otherwise have been a 217, but it wasn't to be. So it had been known this whole time that 217 was indeed definitely possible. Enter scene Callie W, a rising star of Goldeneye speedrunning and legendary Falco main in Smash Bros. Melee, as well as world record holder in Diddy Kong Racing, so basically a god gamer. Callie was one of the 6 runners who tied Statue 00 Agent 218 this year, and not only that, but he also achieved 2 untied records in the past few months, with Surface 1 Secret and 00 Agent 146 and 147. 2 absolutely insane untieds, which many consider among the very best records in the current era. These untieds require mastery of a 2-controller style, either 2.2 Galore or 2.4 Goodhead, so you can start the level at full speed, saving about 1/3 of a second. But to play out an entire nearly 2-minute level with 2 controllers, which many find janky or tough to use, and play so perfectly that you don't leak any time loss due to imperfect controlling, it's honestly beautiful. True mastery of the game, and a method which isn't really natural to anyone. One of the craziest factoids about Callie's Surface untieds are that he claims to have duplicated 147's Secret Agent over 1,000 times before finally getting a 146. This means if you made a video of every single one of his 147s and stitched them all together, you would have a video roughly 30 hours in length of Callie methodically, clinically duping 147s, which were, by the way, at the time, a world record tied by only 2 others. So yeah, he was able to do something 1,000 times, which only 2 other speedrunners had ever done once. It's scary how good Callie is at this game. So cut back to Statue. Callie got it in his mind to play Statue using his 2.x control style mastery to go for 217. This is even more difficult on Statue since you have to find an awkward way to do the Valentin strafe technique with the 2 control sticks, moving them back and forth in perfect harmony. But of course, not a problem for Callie. And to be fair, another of others have mastered this technique as well. Now, before we get too far ahead of this run, we need to understand what makes 217 possible. Boss's original 218 was a good run with 3 boosts. Assume it's a 218.9. Subtract the 0.35 seconds save with control style 2.x, and we know at least a 218.5 is possible. Then there are a couple of places where new, more optimal routes are taken around various statues, which might save 1 or 2 tenths each, and further pushing out tenths of the game with even further Valentin strafes or more extreme look down to reduce as much lag as possible, and general improved, tighter movement. 217 seems barely possible. Ilu was another runner who got 218 this year, and his run had 5 boosts, 2 more than Boss's original 218, roughly a 0.6 second time save on that. So if you put all of this stuff together, all of the elements are clearly there for 217. On August 11, 2020, Callie starts up a run of Statue 00 Agent, gets 1 nice KF7 boost near the start, cleanly strafed to Val. Beautiful Val strafe. super fast Trev shot. That's another place where Callie saves a little bit of time over most others, just aggressively getting in there and firing away. 2 boosts leaving Trev, looks to be on a clean 217 pace, and the very first run he ever had, 217 pace, he gets the lucky 12% flight recorder. Bingo, bango, bongo, statue double agent 217 completed. A record which had eluded dozens of other Goldeneye speedrunners for over a decade, just absolutely caked by Callie on his first ever run of that speed to the ending. Some people are just literally that good and make things look that easy. What's even more insane is that Callie's first ever PB on Statue was only back in June of this year, so Callie had only 2 months of experience on the stage, yet he was the one to untie 217. It's truly absurd. You know, this record is nearly as monumental as Carl getting Dam 52 or Berg getting Runway 21, but both of those grinds took hundreds of hours, and here's Callie just caking it, you know, basically first try. It's almost like, you know, who would win? The collective accumulation of hundreds of thousands of attempts by hundreds of speedrunners over the past 20 years, or Callie after 2 months? And yeah, that wasn't all. Nowhere near it, in fact. Callie would then turn his attention to Secret Agent and go for 217 on that difficulty. In the following 12 days, Callie would get 19 217 pace fails, missing the flight recorder. And the 19th of these would be, well, it's something else to see. On this run, Callie gets a mere 1 boost. In fact, Callie considers this to have been a side boost, which is usually neutral in terms of time save rather than a 0.3 second time save. I think it looks kind of like a forward boost, but in any manner, Callie's strafing on this run is so good, his turn so tight, his look down so clean to save as many frames as possible from the reach of leg, that it was still a 217 despite the lack of boosts. Only hit 1 time and 217. Now, we already know from Ilu's run earlier that 5 boosts are attainable on Statue. Thus, the conclusion we can come to is that, with 5 boosts, and play as high quality as that of Callie on this run, Statue 216 is definitely now confirmed possible. This was not something anyone really expected to learn until Callie delivered these incredible runs in August of 2020, but it's true. Irrefutable and true. In any manner, the 20th 217 pace run on Secret Agent for Callie would find the lucky flight recorder, bingo bango, another untied world record, and mark in Goldeneye history for the intrepid speedrunner. Callie would go on to tie 218 on Agent and is probably going for 217 Agent 2. It's a lot harder on Agent since guards are much less accurate, so it's harder to get a lot of boosts. And also the Trev shot is way more challenging since Trev's best reaction is a clean chest shot, however he passes away from that on Agent. So you need to get a shoulder shot, which is way more precise, in the darkness from like 50 feet away. But I think only a fool would bet against Callie at this point in time, the way he's been playing. Should he get 217 Agent, he would complete the untied sweep of the stage, something that's become very rare in Goldeneye. The more optimized the game gets, it's much harder to get an untied on all 3 difficulties on a single level. In fact, only Perfect Ace, Clemens, and Mark Rutsu have achieved one of these over the past 10 years. So that's pretty illustrious company to be in. And not only that, but Callie also, for some reason, decided to duplicate Statue Double Agent 217, just for fun, I suppose. He wanted to get a 217 on the NTSC English version of the game, and did just that pretty easily. So yeah, now he's done 217 twice, and no one else has done it even once. Callie's statue tear is truly one of the greatest periods of play I've ever witnessed in the history of the game. There's nothing more to say, it's just an incredible sight to behold. So that's the story of Statue 00 Agent and Secret Agent and Statue 217 and the rise of Goldeneye speedrunning superstar Callie W. You know, no pressure, but I think we can be expecting a lot more from Callie in the future, and it'll be epic to see what world records he comes up with. A big congratulations to him on these amazing records on Statue, and the future is endlessly bright. Thanks for watching, my friends. Stay true, and I'll see you in the next stream or video.